religion is a snare and a racket.
Look at Hebrews chapter 11, verses 24 through 26. And notice one who in the past was surrounded by materialism, but notice his viewpoint, one that you want to imitate. That's Hebrews chapter 11 and verses 24 through 26. And there it tells us, by faith Moses, when grown up, refused to be called the son of the daughter of Pharaoh, choosing to be ill-treated with the people of God rather than to have the temporary enjoyment of sin, because he esteemed the reproach of the Christ as riches greater than the treasures of Egypt, for he looked intently toward the payment of the reward. And so you too want to keep your eyes firmly fixed on the reward that Christ Jesus promises you, and that Jehovah God is also going to give you. And so you want to give deep consideration to the type of education that you are pursuing. Now, we encourage our young ones to pursue and value education. While you're in school, you want to do your absolute best as you seek to increase your knowledge. And Jehovah God, who is the God of knowledge, encourages learning. In fact, all of his loyal ones he'll be instructing for all eternity. And so you young ones have that bright future to look forward to. But what you want to be cautious of, because you may be a very good student, is that your teachers are going to encourage you to seek a higher education. And you need to be aware of that so that you don't allow their viewpoint to govern your thinking. You know, it's interesting that even many experts now are seeing that a higher education is not the way to grow and gain knowledge and be guaranteed of a job. Here's just a couple of points that are brought out. One quote from Newsweek magazine, or USA Today rather, made this point. It says that 70% of the workers in the coming decades will not need a 4-year college degree, but rather an associate degree from a community college or some type of technical certificate. Another one, the American Educator, made this point. While today's typical job requires higher skills than in the past, the skills required for these jobs are strong high school level skills, math, reading and writing at a 9th grade level, not college level skills. Students do not need to go to college to get a good job, but they do need to master high school level skills. And there was an interesting article in the LA Times a couple of weeks ago, and it made this point. It was talking about real-world colleges teaching, and it brought out this point. It said college seniors, experts say, sometimes lack practical skills because they spent their teens more preoccupied than previous generations with racking up grades, SAT scores, and activities needed to get into top colleges. And so the colleges are now finding they have to teach them some very basic and practical skills. One school was teaching cooking that included such fundamentals as boiling water. One of the motivations, reducing the number of alarms set off by students who burnt microwave popcorn and bacon. So you young ones then want to consider what is going to help you pursue an education that will enable you to care for not only your physical needs, but also your spiritual ones. But it's not just what the experts are saying. It's what the example of Jesus Christ said. Remember, Jesus Christ had billions of years of experience. He could have pursued any course of study he wanted to. He could have set up universities that would have far surpassed any schools of his day, any schools of our day. Would have helped millions. but it would have been in a limited way. You too have the opportunity to engage in what he did, and that was offering mankind the Messianic kingdom as the only permanent solution for all mankind's problems. Paul encouraged Timothy to imitate Jesus Christ. In 1 Timothy 4:15, he made this point. Ponder over these things, be absorbed in them, that your advancement may be manifest to all persons. Yes, Paul encouraged Timothy to make spiritual advancement. Remember in the drama last year that discussed Timothy's life? Timothy asked Paul if he had any regrets about what he had pursued as far as spiritual goals. And Paul said this, "Regrets, my son, I have found excelling value in the knowledge of Christ. On account of him, I am willing to give up worldly fortune and fame and consider it as mere refuse. I only regret not giving it up sooner." Then after discussing the example of Jesus Christ, Paul said, "So, self-sacrifice results in great gain, does it not? It doesn't mean a life wasted. It means a life lived to the full, a life lived for the only worthwhile purpose, that of serving and praising Jehovah." By concentrating on your own spiritual development and helping others, you too will enjoy the greatest happiness.